3:47 a.m. Operating theater. The patient is lying on the table. His chest is cracked open, heart visible. We're doing a coronary artery bypass surgery. Everything is going fine. The team is focused. And at a point, a suture tears. Blood starts pooling. Alarms ringing. Monitors screaming. The pressure is dropping to 90, 60, 85, 80, 75. My hand is inside someone's chest. And every instinct in me is screaming, do something! Fix this now! But here's what my mentor taught me to do in these situations. Count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seconds of absolute silence while my associates panic. Monitors keep screaming. Adrenaline begs me to grab, clamp, cut, do something. But in those 7 seconds, I am not doing nothing. I am listening. I'm listening to the bypass machine. I'm listening to the rhythm of the monitor. I'm listening to where the blood is pooling from. I'm listening to what my hands are feeling. I'm listening to what the silence is telling me. And in second 8, I move once, precisely. Repair done, problem solved. The patient walked out of the hospital 9 days later. In surgery, I learned this skill very fast because one mistake, someone dies. So I learned to count to 7, to pause, listen, and only then act. But outside the operating theater, in life, in conversations with people whom I care about, I terribly failed. I failed at applying the skill. And that cost me someone whom I loved. He was a brilliant surgeon. Both of us were in the final batch of general surgery training program. He was a very joking, mature, sensible person, my best friend. He was that guy who made impossible hours bearable for me. But by the end of the final year, things changed. He'd canceled plans at the last minute. He stopped joining us for coffee. He started showing up late in the operating theater, looking tired, not physically, in a different way. One night, when both of us were going back to the hostel, around 11 p.m., dark hospital corridors, he suddenly stopped. Just stopped walking. I looked back and saw him staring at the floor. I walked up to him and very hesitantly he said, I don't think I can do this anymore. I panicked. I reacted. I jumped to fix. I didn't count to 7. Come on, man, you cannot say this. You're the best surgeon we have. And you have been through the toughest phase, just a couple of more months. I think you're not sleeping well. Or are you hydrating yourself well? You should go back to working out. He smiled, said, I'll try. I felt happy. I thought I helped. And 2 months later, he was gone, never to come back. And this is what haunts me. In surgery, I was trained to count to 7, to pause, listen, and then act. But that night in that corridor, I didn't even pause for a second. I jumped to fix him, gave advice and solutions and whatnot. I'm a heart surgeon. I literally, physically heal hearts and save countless lives, but I couldn't be there for him because I could not transfer the skill that I learned in the operation theater in my life to pause and then act. So when he was gone, I started a listening helpline for students. And here is what I learned after 3 years and thousands of calls. Most of the time, people don't want you to fix them. They just want you to witness them. And the same principle that saves lives in surgery can save lives outside it. Count to 7, pause, listen, and only then act. And this ability to hold space for someone's pain without trying to fix them is the most active, most difficult, and most disciplined things that you can ever do. And that's a skill, not magic, intuition, sensitivity. It's a learnable skill. So let me now show you a couple of ways where you think you are helping, but you're actually not. I want you to imagine your friend who's going through a tough exam time. I can't remember anything, nothing is going in my head. Hey, you look super stressed. Why are you so anxious? Come on, chill. What happened? You labeled his emotion even before he could. He might not be anxious, he could be confused, sad, grieving. But now he has to defend your label. Now imagine another friend having had a bad day at work. I don't know how can I manage this, man. Like, my deadline is tomorrow and I've not slept in so many days. Hey, priority matrix. Urgent and important needs to be done first. Promote a technique. Hey, have you read Deep Work? Oh, kandipa read panam. Must read. What happened? You turned his pain into a project because giving advice makes you feel useful. Now, suppose a friend who was on a long leave because his dad's health was not okay joins back the college and is sharing. Dad's health is worsening. I just can't see him like this. I can totally understand. When my grandmother was sick, I'll tell you, she could not move her legs also. Like, we had to put a tube in her mouth to feed her and all. We had taken her to this facility, and doctors, you know how much they charge these days. What happened? You made it all about yourself, one-upping. His pain became a trigger for your story, and now it has become an emotional competition, not a connection. Suppose you are having a deep conversation with a friend, and at a point you share something and goes blank. Engineering is not meant for me. Like, I always thought I will. Um, I think let us go for a movie. It will make you feel good. Have you seen Spider-Man trailer? It's brilliant. What happened? You interrupted the silence because it makes you uncomfortable. But that pause was where they usually are going deeper to say something. The real pain point is going to be shared. Now, suppose a friend who's had a bad interview comes back to the room and says, I bombed the interview. I couldn't answer simple questions. That was my dream company. No negative energy. Everything happens for good. Be positive. Talk positive. That's toxic positivity. It can feel dismissive, for it skips over the pain instead of witnessing it. In this context, be strong, stay positive. Sounds like keep your pain to yourself, hide it. Now, this is fairly common. Your friend going through a heartbreak is crying and sobbing. I can't stop thinking about it. It's been 3 months. I just can't stop thinking what to do. 3 months, da. High time. You have to move on. Just let it go. Have some self-respect. What happened? You just told him how much grief is he allowed to feel. My friends, grief is personal. And there's no right amount of pain. And there's no expiry date to pain. So how many of these have we done this week, this month, in the past? I've done all of them multiple times. But today it's not about judging ourselves. It's about waking up. So how does good listening actually look like? Let us use an example from a recent conversation we had on the helpline. I haven't slept in 2 weeks. My project deadline is tomorrow. If I don't deliver, they'll think I'm a loser. My manager made a comment last week, I'm letting everyone down. So whenever someone talks to you, they're broadcasting on 4 different frequencies simultaneously: facts, thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Most of the times, we just hear one, usually facts. But a good listener maps all 4 of these. Here's how. Check for the facts in the conversation. These are the measurable, observable events. His manager has commented on him, he's not slept for 2 weeks, and there's a deadline tomorrow. Use the facts to ground him into the entire conversation wherever required. So you'd say, okay, your deadline is tomorrow and you've not slept since 2 weeks. Am I getting that right? Anchor him, slow down the spiral in his mind using the facts. Do not question the facts. No, 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 manager happens. Manager will not say anything. Why didn't you sleep? Don't counter question the facts. Thoughts. These are his assumptions and predictions about the facts. So you explore the facts. I am letting everyone down. Ask him, who is everyone? Ask him, what do you mean when you say, I'll be a loser? Explore with curiosity, without judgment. Emotions. This is his current state of being. In this context, he's fearful, anxious, overwhelmed. Acknowledge it. I hear you. It seems that a lot is going at your end. This must be distressing. Emotions calm when acknowledged. Escalate if dismissed. Now, this is the core of the entire conversation. The deep feeling, the deep need. Here, his need is to be someone reliable. So you would say, what matters most to you is to be someone in the team whom they can rely upon. And if you don't meet the deadline, you fear that they'll doubt it. Is this close enough to what's happening in your head? He'll do this. Because now he has felt heard. Because you articulated the deep feelings for him. And that is empathy. So you don't need to be a therapist to do this. You just need one practice. Count to 7. Next time when someone opens up, shares something difficult with you, just count to 7 and notice the urge to advise, to fix, to minimize. Notice what you want to say and then choose. Is this something what he wants or what I want to feel useful? That's it. That's the difference between reacting and responding. And here is why this matters more to all of you. You're all engineers, problem solvers, and that's your superpower. But the people who lead and succeed in long terms are the ones who build teams, work with people, lead teams, navigate conflict, and take care of their own mental health. And all of this starts with listening. Because when you learn to listen to someone, you learn to listen to yourself. You learn when you are burnt out before it's too late. You learn to ask for help. And that's not soft. That's survival. And even above that. Trust me when I say this, right now. Right now, there may be someone in your life who is suffering. They'll not say so. They'll smile and say, I'm fine. But you'll feel it. And someday, if they gather courage to walk up to you and say something as small as, not okay, I'm feeling tired, you have a choice to do what I did. Try to fix them, tell them everything's going to be fine, or count to 7 and listen. Not to fix, not to advise, just to offer presence. In today's world where speaking up is so highly worshipped, LinkedIn thought leaders, Instagram motivation speeches, podcasts, TED Talks, everyone shouting to be heard, the real superpower is in keeping quiet. Because when you truly listen to someone, you're doing the most powerful act the human can ever do. You're telling them your experience matters, your feelings are valid, and you are not alone. I'm here. I started this talk with a surgery at 3:47 a.m. where counting to 7 saved a patient. And then I shared about the corridor at 11 p.m. where not counting to 7 cost me a friend. Same principle, different outcomes. So tomorrow when someone walks up to you, opens up, I want you to remember that operating theater. I want you to remember those 7 seconds and realize that your silence, your presence, your willingness to just to be there might save someone else too. Not with a surgery, not with a solution, with silence. Count to 7. Thank you.